Let's understand the declaration with const keyword here. So previously JavaScript don't have any capability. So once any value is being assigned to a variable, we can't change it. So there is no way to restrict any assignment to existing variable. So that's what introduced with the ES6 version, which we call the next generation JavaScript in the ECMA script 2015, the let and the constant keyword. So both let and constant keywords are the block scope level that we have seen in the previous let declaration. And here with the const, in addition to that, it will only do one extra operation, that is, it won't allow a developer to reassign any value of a constant variable. Let's see with a quick example. So let's see here, I'm creating a variable const id equal to 101. So let me also console it, and as always, let's confirm the program is working fine. Yes, it's working. And here, if I do id equal to 102, so you might having a question like, as I said, it won't allow to reassign a value to a constant variable, but it's not giving any error here. And that's what the problem with the JavaScript. It won't have the compiler to do all this stuff. So in the production, in the runtime, it will fail and it will crash the program. So you can see on the line number 3, we are getting an error. Assignment to a constant variable is not allowed here. And the line number 4 is also not getting executed. So with this, we should also understand one more new thing. Whenever any error is encountered in the JavaScript, from that a line onwards, all the lines will be skipped and your program is crashing. And that's the reason the console, which is present on the line number 4, we are not able to see. The program is crashing on line number 3 itself. Perfect. Let's see with one more variation here. If I'm creating constant with employee name here, and imagine I'm not giving or initializing this variable, so it's not allowed. You might be thinking we can do it later in this way, and program should allow us, but we are getting an error here because whenever we are declaring any constant variable, we should immediately assign its value. And if I do this with normal let or var, it's allowed because it allows for the different values to be given for the variable, but const only allows one-time initialization, and let it won't allow any additional values to be assigned. Let's also understand how the constant allow the block scope, and it works exactly similar to the let declaration style. So if I'm creating a variable here called const, let me just also comment the above one, const id equal to 101. Let's keep applying the print here to keep your code simple. Let's create a block scope, and again constant id equals to 102. So this is a perfectly allowed syntax because we are inside a scope. If I create one more same variable name over here, it won't allow, as we have seen, the let and the constant keyword won't allow the duplicate identifier creation in its current scope. And right now we are not in the current scope, we are in the nested scope. And here, if I just console ID, so what will be printed? 102, because the nearest available ID variable is this one. Let's see the output. Yes. And let's say the name of this is v2 something kind of. So we are getting the 101 as the nearest one. Perfect. So let's also understand the constant variable when we assign an array and an object, or maybe the function for it, and how exactly it behaves in that case. So let's comment this code and create a constant array, we can say here. I'm creating a array which is holding an IDs here. So till this point, everything is fine. Let's console array. Let's confirm everything is good. Yes, we are also able to see the array. So as what we have seen the syntax, the constant won't allow to reassign any value to array. Whatever you are initializing first, the beyond that, it won't allow anything new. But if I do here array dot push, now again, don't worry about what exactly this push and everything. We have a dedicated module where we are going to understand the arrays and object in much more detail. Here you can just understand this push method is helping you to add the fourth element inside your array. So it's your time to think it will throw any error or it will work. Yes. So let's see the outcome. Yes, it's allowing. And why it's allowing? As the constant declaration says, you cannot change the value assigned to this variable. If you ideally see, we are not changing the value which is being assigned to it, we are changing the elements inside our value. So what it mean? Let me just comment this. If I do in this way, it's not allowed. Let's see. Yes, it's a constant variable. It means you cannot reassign a value, but whatever the value is being assigned inside that, whatever the changes you want to make, you can make it. So this is just creating a memory reference to the array variable that you cannot change. The same thing applies for the object as well. Let's try to do for the object as well. So constant object. This object, let's consider we are having ID 101 and the name. Let's console it. Okay. So now if I say ob dot, I want to introduce a new property inside this object. Let's say is manager and equals to false. So this is the third property that I want to add inside my object. Now how to handle this object and everything, that's not a big concern here. That's not the topic to discuss. What we are more discussing, the object which is present here, we are modifying that object. Super correct. Let's see the outcome. So we should have an object here now in which three properties are available and the object is working very much fine. Now what is not allowed due to this constant? I cannot directly assign a new object. I can change an existing object, but I cannot assign a new object to this OB variable here. So if I just say here ID equals to 102, employee name, okay. So this is not allowed that we are doing on line number 27 because we are reassigning a complete new different object. And let's see the error in this case which is coming. Yes, we are getting again an error here because we cannot reassign a value to a constant variable. Okay, so one more variation here. If the last one, let me just console this. So if I'm creating a constant variable called a of value 10, and if I do here let a equals to 10, is it allowed? No, because both let and constant are not allowing to create a same variable name inside the current scope. So hope you understood how the constant works in detail in the JavaScript.